Hello, everyone. Welcome to the China Business Legal Navigator. The topic for the discussion today is Chinese manufacturing scams and alerts, how to navigate successfully. Chinese manufacturers have gained global recognition for their capacity to produce a wide variety of goods at competitive prices. As business operations become increasingly globalized, more companies look to China for manufacturing solutions. However, dealing with international partners, particularly those based in China, can sometimes come with risks and uncertainties. Just as with any business transaction, careful diligence and scrutiny are paramount. But when it comes to Chinese manufacturers, there are specific red flags and scam alerts to be aware of. In our discussion today, we'll delve into these issues, providing you with a guide to ensure your dealings with Chinese manufacturers are as secure and transparent as possible. Identifying the real Chinese business name. Your investigation of a Chinese manufacturer should always start by obtaining the manufacturer's real Chinese business name, or the legal name. This is not the English version you might be familiar with, but the official legal name under which the company is registered in China. Upon obtaining this, you should verify its registration with the Chinese government's official records. This is a fundamental step that will inform whether or not the company is a legally recognized entity. Suspicious contracting practices. One red flag to be aware of is if a Chinese manufacturer suggests signing an agreement with a different company, particularly one based outside of China. If a company does not want to use its own name on the contract, it's typically a strong indicator of possible fraudulent activity. This approach is often used to sidestep liability. By using a separate or third party company outside of China, the manufacturer could potentially absolve itself from responsibility or legal consequences in China should any issues arise. Absence of official business stamps. In China, business stamps, also known as company seals or chops, have significant legal standing, and all registered companies have these stamps. The stamps are used in place of signatures and are required on all official documents. If a Chinese company does not use its business stamp on your agreements, it can be a significant warning sign. It is also important to check if the Chinese company name and business number on the stamp that they are using are correct. You want them to use the Chinese legal entity name registered in China. This may suggest that the company is not conducting business following Chinese laws and regulations, which could jeopardize your legal position and potential recourse if something were to go wrong. Unraveling the company's capitalization and ownership structure. You should examine the manufacturer's capitalization. This includes understanding its funding sources, overall financial health, and the degree to which it is leveraged. A well capitalized company is generally more stable and less likely to encounter financial difficulties that could impact its operations. Also, you should investigate any potential conflicts or interest among company officials and shareholders. Check whether the owners have other businesses and scrutinize the litigation records of these companies. If these businesses have a track record of being sued for contract breaches, intellectual property theft, or other legal issues, it could suggest a pattern of unethical or illegal practices that could put your business at risk. Checking for irregular activities or operational issues. Continually monitor for signs that the manufacturer could be experiencing financial problems or mismanagement. If a Chinese company is listed on the irregular activities or operations cancelled list in China, it's a clear red flag that warrants immediate attention. Such listing typically indicates that the company has been involved in activities that breach um, Chinese commercial laws or regulations. Assessing the manufacturer's scope of operations and asset holdings. It is vital to understand whether the manufacturer's offerings align with what they are officially sanctioned to do in China. Verify if the Chinese government has approved the manufacturer for your specific business scope. This can be done by checking their business license, which should detail the nature of the business activities they are permitted to undertake. Moreover, probe the company's history to confirm they hold tangible assets and intellectual property. A company with significant holdings in assets and intellectual property is generally considered less likely to engage in fraudulent activities. These assets also provide a form of security, as they can be liquidated to settle debts in the event of financial difficulties. Legal history, a predictor of future behavior. A manufacturer's legal history can serve as a critical indicator of its reliability. If a manufacturer has a history of legal disputes, it suggests potential management or operational issues. This could be a sign of unreliable business practices or a disregard for legal obligations. If a Chinese manufacturer has been frequently involved in legal disputes, particularly those related to contract breaches or quality issues, it raises serious concerns about their credibility or reliability. It is also important to verify whether the manufacturer has been involved in intellectual property disputes. Such issues could imply that the company has a history of infringing upon other companies' IP rights, a significant risk factor for foreign businesses. Bankruptcy risks, protecting your interests. Bankruptcy is a serious concern when dealing with overseas manufacturers. If a Chinese manufacturer files for bankruptcy and has assets, your ability to recover your investment may depend on the strength of your manufacturing contract. For this reason, it is crucial to have a robust China specific manufacturing contract in place before engaging in any business activities in China. This contract should clearly outline the terms of your business relationship, including payment terms, delivery schedules, quality control measures, and importantly, what happens if the manufacturer can't fulfill their obligations due to financial distress or insolvency. Addressing bankruptcy in your manufacturing contract. Your contract should clearly stipulate that if bankruptcy proceedings are initiated, the assets pledged to your company will be used to fulfill the manufacturer's obligations to your company. This will ensure your interests are protected to the extent possible under Chinese law. Additionally, consider the inclusion of an advance payment bond in a China specific contract adapted to Chinese laws and with the jurisdiction set to China. This type of security provided by the manufacturer's bank guarantees the return of your advance payment should the Chinese manufacturer fail to fulfill its contractual obligations. Thank you for listening to the China Business Legal Navigator. Contact us if you need legal help in China, help with background investigation of Chinese companies, protecting of patents, trademarks, and verification and drafting of contracts adapted to the law in China and that are enforceable in China, etc. If you require our assistance or have further questions about our services, please do not hesitate to contact our customer relationship manager, Erik Christensen, at janerik@ncbhub.com, janerik@ncbhub.com, or visit our website at ncbhub.com, ncbhub.com. We look forward to hearing from you and helping your business succeed in China.